Hey, everybody. So we are now on episode 5. So now decision is made, grief is done, kids have been spoken to, you've done the chores and learned how to get your life set up. Okay, everybody's good. Now, obviously, these are going to be different stages at different times. It'll take different stages. There'll be grief again, whatever. And now we are on the stage of who am I? What do I like? I've been a wife and a mother and doing everything for everybody else for all this time. But what does, I'm going to use Monica as an example. What does Monica like? Who is Monica? What do I know
Exactly.
about her when she's not a wife, a mother, an employee, a boss owner? Who is she? What does she like? So Jenifer, we're at that stage now. She's lost. She's like, things I used to like, don't like them anymore. Don't know what I like
Plus,
anymore.
you move from a very hectic schedule that is all around your family. First, hello, everyone. I
Hi,
didn't say
sorry,
hello.
I forgot to say hello, Jenifer.
I'm Monica.
I got really into the
So,
subject, so
you're
sorry.
so into
Hey,
the. How are you?
I'm good, you?
Good. Excellent day, as you can see. So, well, actually, as I was saying, you've moved from a very hectic scheduling around your family, your husband, your partner, and after that, yourself to maybe a more loosen up schedule where there is now these places where you wonder, I used to do this, but now what can I do? Who I am? What do I want to do? The what do I want to do is very crucial because this is what will help us discover who we want. It's self-intimacy at its core. It's removing the shells of the roles we play as a mother, as a partner. It's always, as women, it's always what our loved ones want than what we want, if we have time for it. And now, when you have this slots that are opening up, you're gonna ask yourself, what do I wanna do? It's a beautiful adventure. It can be a little bit overwhelming or scary, but then like this, little by little, we can fill up these gaps and create recreate ourselves and rediscover ourselves, because sometimes we lose ourselves in the midst of all these demands of life happening, So I want to give a small tool today for our
Viewers.
friends and people who are watching, yes, that can help, because it's only 10 minutes. So I don't want to really burden you. It's a small question that you can ask yourself every day when you wake up. You look at the mirror. The first thing you do, you go to wash your face. You look at the mirror, smile, because you deserve a smile first. Then ask yourself, what's the one thing that I can do today that will help me understand myself more, or discover myself more? It can be a new hobby, it can be a new activity, it can be something that you've done before, you forgot, or you want to do it in another way. It can be even something you're doing as a core, as a like errand, but in a new way. How can I do this today to make me closer to understand who I want to be? What can I try something to do? And at the end of the night, analyze what you did, enjoy it first, of course, always, and see, does it align with what you want to do? If not, forget about it. Ask yourself the second day another question, and we move on, baby steps, like we said. And if yes, you're gonna elaborate on this and pursue it more. What do you think about it, Monica?
So I'm going to obviously give examples from my life because that's how I roll. So
And that's how we roll. I'm really like, I'm very grateful. I'm sad that you had to pass with this experience, but I know how I know you as you know, the strong, capable, empowered woman as you are now. And I'm sure that your story had to do with who and the kind of person that you
of
are
course,
here.
this
So you
was
never regret
definitely
anything.
a catalyst in who I became. What I ended up doing was curiosity. So as I'd moved to a new country, I wanted to discover things. I've always been an adventurer. I want to know new things. I want to learn. But this time I was like, what am I going to learn? So I would go on stuff. First of all, I would follow people on YouTube. What interests me? So I would be like, oh my God, I'm always listening to intuition or stuff about astrology or stuff about different things. And I took more interest in that. I started discovering energy work, which I'd never heard of before. And I thought, why not? Let's try it. I took courses in different things. So anything that goes, art. I'd never done art before. So it became like, oh, this looks interesting. What goes, but then you go, I'm scared. I've never been to this event before. I don't want to go by myself. I don't know anybody. And that was something I used to do a lot. I was scared to go by myself. I always dragged people with me to events. And they would be like, we're bored. We want to go home. And I'm like, no, I like it here. So it took a lot from me to start going by myself to things.
Yeah,
It really pushed me to do
I
things by
totally
myself.
relate. And there's a joy in going by yourself.
It's fantastic. And the people you meet and the courses you take. And I'm going to tell you a story while we're at it. A long time ago, I met this woman I was still married. And this woman said, the only time I met her, because you know, the universe plants seeds and ideas in our heads, right? So this woman said, I said, what do you do for a living? And she said, I'm a life coach. And now understand, I'd never heard of life coaching 5 years ago or 6 years ago. No, I think it was 8 years, 7 or 8 years ago. So the woman goes, I'm a life coach. And I'm like, what is a life coach? This sounds interesting, you know? And she started saying that she's a relationship coach and that her marriage was going bad. And then they worked on it and they became coaches. And now remember, my marriage was going bad at that time. So for me, my eyes were wide open and I was listening. I was so excited. My body was like, what is this? And the journey took me through all that I went through to become a life coach later. So be conscious of what messages you get and what excites you when you're talking to people, because they are the clues. Where do you light up when somebody talks to you about what?
I love your approach and you know, like talking about curiosity and you know, it's like playfulness. It's like taking it with joy and trying to overcome our critical mind. We're attached to our comfort circle and zone, and we want, sometimes we don't want to you know, like we're afraid of the unknown. But like you said, it's a beautiful way to connect to new communities, to discover yourself. And that's the most important thing.
But really, it is about play, because we've been too serious for too long. Like we lost the joy of life, the joy of discovering. When you're discovering who you are, it must be fun. Because if it's not fun and there's no high energy, it's not really your passion.
And as they say, Monica, inner journey is the only journey that matters. So for us to be out there, we need to go and dig deep. And I think going from a dynamic of being in a couple to being single again and going into the world is a beautiful opportunity to start this process or continue it. Depends
and it's
on
very important from someone who used to be a major extrovert. I know I still look like a major extrovert, but I didn't spend time on my own to
Yeah.
discover myself and to really date me, connect with me, become my best friend. See, what does she
I
want?
love this, Monica. I love this date me. So yes,
Date
this
me.
is
I
our
have date
advice.
nights.
Date myself. This is our advice in this video. If there's one thing you want to take, date yourself
Not
first.
just date yourself. Your date, when you date yourself, you have the best evening ever because you arrange it the way you want it. You want to watch that movie, nobody tells you you can't. You want to eat that popcorn, no one tells you you can't. So dating yourself is that quiet time that you spend getting to know yourself. How can you
BFF,
date
be
somebody
your
else if you
first
don't know
fan.
you?
Yeah, exactly. So be your first fan and date yourself and enjoy knowing it.
And discover, it's so exciting to discover yourself and what you enjoy. It's going to be scary at the beginning, and it's okay. Just go, and you're going to meet new people. Like, it'll take you on a different adventure, and you know what's going to happen. You're going to think, wow, imagine I've lived all my life without art and creativity and without energy healing. I'd never heard of all this stuff, and now I cannot imagine my life without and intuition and stuff. And these were all things I'd never heard of before. So you might discover you again, which is so beautiful. So that's our episode. Anything to add, Jenifer, to the
No,
self-care?
thank you. Waiting for
Self-discovery.
questions and comments, and thank you for tuning in. See you in the next video.
Okay. Take care, everybody. Bye, Jenifer. Bye.